All right, so this is gonna be like a safer stock pick. Is gonna be of Nike, and Nike is a blue chip stock that has been struggling in the last few years. I mean, I'm just looking. I was recently today actually looking at the chart, and I just saw how much this huge brand has really been struggling, and that is one of the few reasons that I think it's a good idea to invest in now. So I'll just kind of run you through why I would invest in it. I invested in it a little while ago. If you're looking at the chart, probably around here is when I invested in it. So this is when it's at around 73, whatever. It really has been in a standstill since, so I haven't really made that much. But I think now is especially a good time to invest in it, even better than when I did, and I'll explain to you why. So I mean, to start off, Nike, starting in 2022, you see here, it was at $175 around that, maybe probably hover around the 180 mark at one point. And the reason that they saw such a big decline was because I did a little research, and their sales and net income was dropping beginning in 2021, when you saw this 180 drop all the way down to this is even 85. That's a ridiculous drop, because competitors like Hoka releasing new running shoes, and Nike was really not. They were just relying on a more classic design, and that really led to sales and net income really tanking. So that led the stock to tank. It had a little bit of runs there, but it really has been a negative downtrend since then. But if you zoom in a little bit here, in September, around I think October, they hired a new CEO. His name is Elliot Hill, and he is more focused on he's more focused on innovation and endorsements, and also they saw their financials hit a little bit of a rebound in 2024 compared to 2023. I'll read you off some financials. So the 2024, I did a little bit of research. They had $49 billion in revenue, which was a 1% increase from 2023. So again, you're not seeing that tanking in revenue that they had seen in years past. You also had a $5.5 billion net income, which was a 12.5% increase from 2023. And just for a little perspective, if you are looking at 2023 net income compared to 2022's, which is kind of when they saw their all-time highs, it was a 16% decrease. You went from a 16% decrease in net income to a 12.5% increase. That's a huge, huge turnaround. And you see that this is why, many analysts do love this stock as a rebound stock, because it's Nike. It's a great brand. Everyone knows Nike. It's not going to really go anywhere. It's really just how well can they rebound from this competition they're facing, especially now. And so a 20.5 P ratio. It's a little higher now that I'm making this video since I last checked, but that's a 35% decrease in 2023. So this stock is extremely cheap. It's the cheapest it's been in a long time. And many analysts are predicting a rebound, and this is why I'm making it now, is because this is a huge support level, this $70 mark. In my opinion, I've seen it hover around it. You saw it hovered around it even here. This is when I bought, and it really has been volatile. It went up, and this is when they hired the new CEO, and then back down, and then up a little again, and it hit this mark. And instead of keep on going down below the mark, it has rebounded a little bit to 78. So that is a big rebound. That's around 10% rebound. And, this is mostly green. I'm assuming that means that investor sentiment about the stock is starting to pick up. People are starting to see that this is a very cheap stock of a brand that everybody loves, everybody knows, and their financials are not bad really at all. It's really just an overreaction, I feel like, to the competition they're facing, but they are still, they still hold a large majority of that huge footwear sector. And in terms of analysts, I also did more research on that, and Morningstar has it at $117 target, so it's around a 50% gain. And that's great potential, and especially because I know they pay dividend. They pay 2%, more than 2% dividend. That's a very nice way to get some income in. So this is, I feel like, a more safe pick. If I were to guess, it's going to be volatile, but I think it doesn't face many other obstacles to get up back to this 90 mark. And then I think it could easily go past that 90 mark. Again, you look at their financials here. very low price to earnings. I mean, you see 84 is the average price target, but many are predicting much higher than this. And again, this little rebound here is what I'm looking at. And this is why I think this is a great time to get in. If you couldn't get in, when it was at 74 and now it's at 78, and it could keep going. It could honestly keep going. I mean, this is when they hired their new CEO. This is a little bit of good news. And the stock went from 70 to 90. So, I mean, just think about how desperate these investors are for something good, because they do want a reason to have Nike return back to its dominance at $180, and it still is a very, very dominant company, maybe just as dominant as it was when it was 180. But there's competition now, and investors are a little bit scared about that. But I just do want to warn you about some risks in terms of why you maybe shouldn't invest in Nike, because that's also another important aspect of doing your research and investing. So again, this turnaround could take time. I'm seeing this rebound here, and it is a show of investor confidence. Again, there's a lot of green here, but again, this could just be a little hump, and it could easily drop back down to the 70 level, and this rebound could take time. It could drop below 70. I think they will eventually rebound, definitely, but I don't think they'll be rebound. I don't know when. I don't know when that is. It's hard to predict. It's really, I just don't know. That's not how investing works. You can't really predict these things. But I have a feeling that now is a time when investors, it's been more than 6 months since they originally saw the earnings really drop. They missed their earnings huge here, and it's been more than 6 months. So I think that's plenty of time, for it to easily start rebounding. And also, it's very volatile. It is a little bit of a riskier investment, not because if you're investing for the long term, I think you are pretty much guaranteed to make your money on this trade, because it's Nike. It's a known brand. But, in the short term, I'm not sure. It could keep dropping. So again, keep that in mind. I would personally invest in it. They pay dividend. Their financials are rebounding. They have a new CEO. You see this little wave of momentum here. So I would give it some thought, and yeah.